Hi, fabulous friends, and welcome to day 10 of the yoga challenge. For today, we're going to stay very close to the ground again. What I have here is a karate belt, but you can use a leather belt, a scarf, or a tie. So be sure to go and grab one of those and come on back, and we'll get started on our back. Actually, before you go ahead, another thing that you could possibly get is a blanket or a towel for underneath your hips, just in case you need it, or a towel and a blanket for underneath your head, just in case your spine tends to be rounded in the upper and you have tight shoulders. It's great to have that just as a gentle relief. Okay? Okay. I'm going to grab my towel. So, getting down onto your back, you have a choice. You can take your towel, roll it up, and if you're finding that your neck is up here and you're having a hard time just relaxing, I'd like you to take your towel and place it underneath your neck and head area, just so, like so, okay? Now, that's one option. If you're finding that you're okay just laying down and lengthening the spine, then keep that there. The other option that you have is to place a towel or a blanket underneath your hips, like so. Okay? And if you're finding that you don't need that, then you can just take that blanket or the towel out of the way. So we're going to start by grabbing a hold of the scarf, the belt, or the tie that you have with you. Place both feet flat on the floor. We're going to start with the right leg. Keep the spine nice and long, chin tucked in, and chin in alignment with the sternum. Now you're going to keep your left foot flat on the floor. You're going to bring your right thigh towards your chest and see if you can wrap the belt around your foot. Now, if you need to come out of that, wrap the belt around your foot, that's fine too, okay? And then slowly drive the heel up towards the wall, or towards the ceiling, sorry, and toes towards your face. You're going to take the belt and just slide your hands down on the belt. Relax your elbows down by your sides to the floor. So the reason why we use the belt here is because if you're to hold on to your leg and you're a little bit tighter in the shoulders or tight in the leg, you'll tend to round. So drop your shoulders down. Avoid reaching up so your shoulders are lifting off the floor. Shoulder blades down, relax your arms, and use the length of the belt, the tie, or the scarf. And hold here. So you can play with this stretch. We're going to hold here for about 4-5 rounds of breath. I want you to bring your toes down towards your face. Press the ball of the foot closer to the big toe up towards the ceiling to just square the foot out. And breathe. Good. Full inhales into the barrel of the belly. Relax your jaw. Soften your tongue. Big breaths into the barrel of the belly. Exhale, soften your body. And so you might be feeling this in the back of the leg. You might feel that long energy line from heel all the way into your glute, into your bum area. You might be feeling it just in the calves. You might be feeling it just in the back of the thigh. You might also feel it in the back of the knee. If so, please micro bend the knee. Make sure that the quad is active and the kneecap gets pulled in there. Okay? So avoid the hyperflexion. Great. So from here, grab a hold of the belt with your right hand. Take the left leg, lengthen it right out. Take your left hand, place it on your hip, so to push the hip down so it doesn't rotate up. And then slowly take your right leg out to the left side. Now what I do here is I slide my elbow to the floor, and then I release the thigh down towards the floor nice and slowly. So for some of you, you may stop here, right? What I want you to pay attention to is this hip doesn't roll up. You want to keep that hip down. You're going to take it as far as you can go, using the control of your core, the strength of your core to control that leg. Use the belt to hold it here. Your other option here too is to have a block or a couch or a chair that you can put your foot on. That might help. And this stretches the inner thigh. So breathe easy. We're going to hold here for another 2 breaths. And on your next inhale, sweep that leg up. Place both feet flat on the floor. Realign your hips if you need to. Then bring your right thigh, that same leg that we just stretched, bring that right thigh towards your chest and hug close. Nice deep inhales. Exhale, hug. One more breath. Nice deep inhale. This is great for the digestive system. Exhale, hug. Very good. I think one more after this one. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, hug your thigh. Very good. Taking that left leg, lengthen it right out along the floor. You're going to take your left hand and place it on top of your right knee. You're going to take your right arm out to the side, palm faces down, and slowly pull that right knee over to the left side. So be sure that you move slow. Now the right hip is going to lift off the ground and you're going to be more on the left outside of the hip. What's important here is that you keep the shoulder blades on the floor. So the right shoulder needs to stay on the floor. Avoid lifting it up off the floor. Now if you do, you're not going to hurt yourself. Okay, so if you do bring the knee closer down to the floor and you lift the shoulder up off the floor, that's how it compensates, and nothing is wrong with that. What may happen is if you try to force these 2 points down, you may end up with an injury in the spine. So be gentle with yourself. Okay, and the only way really to do that is to force those 2 points down, or to have somebody really force those 2 points down. So be kind to yourself. So this should give you a nice lower back stretch, back of the head, the outside of the hip, probably even into the thigh or into the seat as well. Okay. It's a great spinal twist. It affects the heart. It affects most organs because normally you're not in a twisted posture. So when the breath comes in, it kind of weaves its way around the organs, massaging your organs. On the way out, it affects the heart a little bit more. So this is great for the circulation and the respiratory system. Let's hold here for one more breath. Very good. Inhale, sweep up and place both feet flat on the floor. Realign yourself if you need to realign, and then take your right ankle still. Work in the right side. Place your right ankle on the thigh. Let the foot hang off the thigh to the outside. Square your foot. Drive the heel out, toes towards your knee. Avoid this. So if the foot goes up towards the ceiling and you create wrinkles in the ankle, you know you're torquing the foot and you're creating issues in the knee. So make sure that foot hangs off to the side. Okay. So holding here, this is called figure 4. If you look, it will look like number 4. And what you're going to do is just sway from side to side here. So side to side in your figure 4. Very good. From here, you're going to take it all the way over to the left side. That figure 4 still intact. You're going to take it over to the left side. So let it fall to the left side. Now your right foot is on the floor, flat. Your right knee points up towards the ceiling. Your shoulders, your chest points up towards the ceiling. Your shoulders still on the floor. Hold here and breathe. Oh yes, and your left foot turns out towards the right side. So the sole of the right foot is actually turned out to the outside. And just holding here for another 2 breaths. You should be feeling this in the hip area. Great opening in the hip, the lower back a little bit, around the hip flexor. Good. On your next inhale, sweep that knee or that figure four up to center, still keeping the figure four intact. You have two choices. You either take both or take the right hand, thread it in between the thighs, take the left one to the outside, grab a hold of your left thigh and bring it in towards your chest. If that's too much and you're finding that you're rounding and it's creating a lot of tension in the upper body, you grab a hold of your belt or your tie, wrap it around the left thigh, and bring that left thigh towards your chest with the belt or the tie. You can hold on with one hand, that's another option. You can take your right hand and push on the soft part of your thigh away from your body. So you're pushing your right thigh away from your body, you're pulling your left thigh towards your body, and breathe. So use your options. Make sure that you know that you have options. Now you can even grab back here and hold on. Good, another breath. And inhale away. And then take both legs, lengthen them right out along the floor, flop the feet to the side. Flop the feet, not feet, to the side. And just note the difference between the right and the left. Mentally note what that feeling feels like. For me, I describe it as toothpaste. Once I brush my teeth and I take a breath air, fresh air, I have that minty, cool, fresh. And that's what my leg feels like right now. Minty, cool, fresh toothpaste. So figure out how you can relate to that leg right now and mentally note that feeling. Very good. And then let's move on to the other side. So place both feet flat on the floor. Let's start by wrapping the belt around the left ball of the foot. Drive the heel up, toes towards you. Remembering to use the length of the belt. Relax your shoulders down. Deep breaths in. Full breaths out. So note where you're feeling the stretch. Could be the calf, the hamstring. Could be the back of the knee. If you're finding that it's the back of the knee, always, always soft knee. So no hyperflexing. So creating some engagement in the quad to pull the patella into the quad muscles. Breathe easy. Let's hold here for another 2 breaths. So it's a little quieter on this side now that you know what you're doing. Very good. Taking your left leg, lengthen that left leg right out. Make sure that you take your right hand and you put it on top of your right hip here. And then you're going to grab a hold of the belt with your left hand and slowly take your leg out to the side. Now again, be sure that you're not rotating this hip off the floor. You keep that down. And just really open up the inner thigh from this space here, nice and slowly. So for some of you, you might be able to take it all down, or you might need a chair or a cushion or a block or a couch to have the leg rest here. Okay? Or you can use the belt to just hold yourself up here and breathe. So remember, there's so many variations to how far you're going. And we'll hold here for another 3. One more breath. Good. Your next inhale, sweep that leg up to center. Place both feet flat on the floor. Realign yourself if you need to. And then bring that left thigh towards your chest. Nice deep breaths in here. Exhale, hug your thigh closer. Now we didn't do this on the other side, but if you want to lengthen the right leg out, separating the inner thighs away from each other, but hug them to midline. Then go ahead. That will give you a deeper stretch. The inner thighs, the back of that left thigh, the lower back. Let's do 2 more breaths. Nice deep inhale into the barrel of the belly. Excellent for the digestive system as you massage it here with the breath, with the inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Very good. Now taking your right hand, place it on your left knee. Take your left arm out in half T and slowly sweep yourself over towards the right side into a twist. Again, remember not to lift your shoulder up off the floor. If it does, you're not going to hurt yourself. But again, don't force, okay? Don't force those 2 points down. It's fine to teeter-totter between the 2 points. Nothing is wrong with that. To get a deeper twist, try to keep the shoulder blade down and just bring the knee over towards the floor. Move slow, move gently, and note where you're stretching. So deep inhales into the barrel of the belly. Exhale. Remember that twist postures are great for the circulation, for the respiratory system. And inhale, sweep yourself up. Placing both feet flat on the floor, lengthening the spine. Take your left ankle, place it on your right thigh, and then gentle sway here from side to side. So you've created a figure 4 again. If you look at your legs, you're going to notice that there's a figure 4 there. And just like a pendulum or a grandfather clock, you're swaying from side to side. And now slowly take your whole figure 4 contraption over to the right side. So left foot flat on the floor, left knee points up towards the ceiling and maybe even further away from your body. Just notice what's going on in that left hip. Breathe easy. The right foot is pointing towards you right now. So you want that sole, the right foot kind of pointing out to the side. Hold here for another 2 breaths. And inhale, sweep that figure 4 up. Lengthen the spine. So moving deeper into this figure 4, bring your right thigh towards your chest. You can take your left hand, thread it in between the thighs, the right one to the outside, and hug that thigh closer. Take your left elbow, press away. Remember, you have options, so if you want, you can take that belt, wrap it around the right thigh, bring it close towards your body, hold on to it with your right hand, and then press the left thigh away from you. Make sure that you're not pressing into the knee, but into the soft part of your thigh. So you're pulling the right one in, you're pressing the left one away. So that's modification 1 here. The other one is to just hug. All depends on your mobility in the upper body and whether it's going to create tension for you or not. So you want to create less stress, less tension in the upper body here. Relaxed shoulders. And probably that scarf or that belt will help alleviate that tension in the upper body. Hold here for another 2 breaths. Very good. Inhale, bring both legs, both feet down to the floor. And then take your legs right out along the floor. Let the feet flop to the sides. And just note, mentally note what that left leg feels like now. Great time for reflection here. Excellent. One last pose that we're going to complete our practice with. And if you choose to stay here in this pose, that's fine too. Or you can finish your practice with this pose. I call this one butterfly, or it is actually called bound angle pose. So both feet flat on the floor, then you're going to allow the knees to flop to the sides, and the soles of the feet are going to connect. So you've created a diamond shape with your legs. You can place both hands on your belly here. You can relax them by your sides. Great stretch for the inner thighs. And so you're welcome to stay here for the next couple minutes. And when you come out of it, just hug your thighs. When you're done, just be sure to hug your thighs, okay? So moving into butterfly, I want to say namaste and thank you for joining me today.